fighting off hordes of infected zombies, scavenging for vital resources, and managing a town on the brink of collapse? Every decision in this one matters, so sit back and see if a single mistake leads to my demise, or if I push through and succeed. Today I attempted to survive 100 days of They Are Billions. Alright, let's see what we have here. It looks like 4 rangers and 1 soldier. Cool. I didn't know it yet, but these 4 rangers were going to be essential to the survival of our town. Seems like the rangers move a lot quicker than the soldier. Every single unit had a basic set of controls that I could tell them to perform. Oh, patrol. So is this guy just going to go back and forth now? Let's see. Oh yeah, he is. I got a little bit ahead of myself and wanted to send the rangers out to explore already. I think I should probably get the economy up and running first, so I ended up placing down some tents. Each one of them costed me food, energy, and gold. But it was okay though, because they provided me with some workers and most importantly, gold income. So it looks like the more trees that this hunter's cottage is near, the more food it produces, which makes sense. While my hunter's cottage was constructing, I tried placing down a sawmill. Why couldn't I place that down there? It turns out that 2 of the 4 blocks I wanted to place it on top of weren't being supplied with energy. Ah, okay, so it looks like this Tesla tower extends the range of where our energy can go to. Well, that solves our problem. Now we just need to wait for it to build. In the meantime, I'll send my rangers out to go and explore. Uh-oh, what is that? I think we got ourselves our first zombie. There's a whole mob of them. At least they're not all attacking at once. I slowly worked my way around the zombie horde, taking out quite a few of them at a time. It looks like the Tesla tower completed. I looked back over at the base, and it appeared that I could now build my sawmill, which I desperately needed. I even got to place it exactly where I wanted to now thanks to the Tesla tower. Thankfully, you guys didn't get taken out. Let's continue exploring. Within not even a couple of seconds, I ran into another horde of zombies. We definitely weren't going to be going back up that way anytime soon, so I ended up sending my rangers down southeast. No way. Is this all completely enclosed? Sweet. That makes defending a little bit easier. After seeing that the bottom of our base could easily be secured, I sent my scouts to the north. That's when I came across an old abandoned power line. At least it looked like one. I was able to scavenge 40 power from it, which made me pretty happy. I then continued exploring a little bit to the east, and came across another abandoned power line where I got another 40 power. Right after, I brought the rangers back into town, placed down 3 tents, and then a Tesla tower. I was even going to place down a quarry until I was met with a big decision. Plus 12 bonus workers or 10 wooden walls and a gate. I honestly think the workers might be more useful. It looks like Dominic is our new mayor. Once I finished getting our town some free labor, I finally placed down our first quarry. Sure, we were only generating 3 stone, but it was better than nothing. Oh, what do we have here? Huh, that's 40 food. From a random truck, and there's a bunch of zombies near it. Hopefully they didn't infect it. I decided to expand our energy grid to the north with another Tesla tower, and to the east. That was when a random zombie started wandering over to our village. I of course sent my rangers to move in and take them out. Everyone in the village was a little shook up. This made me start thinking I needed to get some walls down, because what if more of those zombies showed up on our doorstep? Aw man, I knew I shouldn't have said anything. Multiple different zombies made their way over to my town hall and were doing some damage. It looks like they completely infected one of my sawmills as well. My Tesla towers finished constructing, and I expanded our operations. It was time to get down our first wall that I so desperately needed, especially since zombies were now approaching. I low-key don't really trust this lower area. I was still in disbelief that we had so many natural defenses to the southeast. I know for a fact the northwest part of our base is going to be impossible to defend against, but hey, we'll make it work. It looks like we're gonna need another Tesla tower over here. There we go. I got some news that a zombie was attacking one of our walls. Real quick, if you're enjoying the video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more. If you want to get more involved in the Vortide community, check out the Discord linked down below. Well, it wasn't very hard to figure out which one. Another walker was heading towards our town directly from the northwest. This made me decide that it was time for a gate and a couple walls. Oh yeah, and I could now finally place down my second quarry. Alright, we got a little bit of a base going here. I really had no idea what to do with this infected sawmill. So, I placed down another one, because that was definitely the logical thing to do. Oh, no way. There's a repair button? I was feeling like a buffoon, because I didn't know that I could just repair the sawmill. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get some more tents down. There we go. Right after I got some of the tents up, I saw that I could now build the soldier center. This building is solely responsible for producing all of our military units in the colony. So, in other words, if we want to survive, we need it. It appeared that the sawmills had finally produced enough wood for us to build some more walls and gates. One issue though, I have no idea how to rotate. So, R doesn't seem to be working. Oh, repair all. I guess I found the repair button. Let's see. Oh, use the tab key to rotate this structure. That makes a lot more sense. I did not expect the tab key to be... Oh my gosh, we're under attack. Ooh, okay, it's only just one zombie. We're fine. The colony was now almost completely surrounded by walls. There was just one little area at the bottom that I needed to get power to and then construct the walls for. While I was waiting on the new Tesla tower, I placed down another 5 tents. Well, that's all I can afford for now. Once the Tesla tower finished building, I got down a whole bunch of walls. We were now completely sealed in, and the zombies will never be able to get us. At least I hope so. So it looks like we can train soldiers and rangers here. We definitely will unlock more sooner or later, I'm sure. After training 2 soldiers, I ended up placing down a hunter's cottage because we were running low on food. I then ended up placing down another one because we only had enough food to sustain 1 new person. Oh yeah, and I built a wood workshop. It seemed like this building was going to take a really long time to build. But it'll be worth it because it allows us to research new technologies with wood. I think at this point I was basically on a building spree because I started placing down even more tents. Let's go ahead and try out this watchtower. Apparently, my soldiers will be able to shoot a little bit further once they're in it. I'm also going to slap one down right here. The wood workshop finally finished building. Let's go with the cottage. There's a lot of options, but that one just seems the best. After queuing the cottage for research, I then placed down my very first warehouse. This thing stores a lot more resources and also apparently increases production of nearby resource buildings. So in other words, we get more stuff. Dozens of infected are near the colony from the east. That can't be good. There appeared to be a countdown on when the infected were going to arrive at our colony, and it was ticking down fast. Only 1 hour left. The infected were now on their way, and I had no idea what to do, so I started beefing up the defenses as much as I could. Oh no, here they come. I have no clue how many zombies are going to be here, or how strong they're going to be, but let's just survive this. Oh wait, was that it? The invasion wasn't bad at all. It was a lot less intense than I thought it was going to be, so I was able to conduct business as usual. That was when I noticed the wood storages are full, so I started double layering all of the walls and gates around the colony. I then sent out 2 scouts to go and explore. There was a lot of undiscovered lands. Ooh, a sniper unit would be cool. Or a great ballista. Actually, I think a farm is the most important, even though it's the least exciting. I came across some random materials that were just sitting around. What do we have here? More material? No, those are zombies. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, there's more. Oh. How the heck? I'm surprised we were able to slip past all of those zombies. Since we finally finished researching the farm building type, I was able to place them down. I ended up getting 44 food just from one, which was pretty insane. Oh cool, I get to pick another research. I kind of want to go with one of these military ones. but I guess we'll just do the lookout tower for now. I made this decision because I wanted to be able to see the zombies approaching from a distance away. Also, if I didn't get it now, I probably never would. The cottages looked pretty nice, a lot more cozier than the tents, I would say. I'm sure the colonists aren't complaining. Cool, it looks like the lookout tower finished researching. I could now place one down, but I decided that I needed to get a little bit more energy before I did so. This made me place down a mill in the southernmost part of my colony so we could generate more electricity. I also got kinda lucky because I found an abandoned power line. That's a free 40 energy. What the heck is this thing? Radar tower, this building is abandoned, moving unit nearby to claim it. Huh. I decided to go crazy with watchtowers. I placed a couple on the northwest walls, and then one to the northeast. I guess you could say we made a little bit of progress here. Not much, but we're slowly taking out some of the zombies and getting closer to the radar. Even though we had a lot of energy, I wanted to build another mill. Unfortunately, I couldn't place one right next to the other. There had to be a decent amount of space in between the two. We're basically on top of the radar tower. I don't know how much closer they want us to get to it. I got a bunch of notifications all at once. The first was that a soldier finished training, the second was that I could now build markets, and the third one was that I finished research on the market building type. So realistically, only 2 of those really mattered. Let's see, what's over here? It looks like a secret passageway to the right. Oh, no, it's just trees. I was able to research yet another technology. So I chose the stone workshop, because I knew that I was going to get even more technologies from it. Oh yeah, and I placed down another farm. I was minding my own business when I was hit with a decision. I got to choose a new level 2 mayor. I honestly didn't even care much about the mayor themselves, but rather more of the bonuses that they provided. So it looks like I can get some kind of mystery unit or 5 rangers. We're gonna go with the mystery for sure. Vern was now the new mayor of our colony, and I didn't see the bonus unit that he promised. We might have just got scammed. To feel a little bit less bad about the missing unit, I decided to research the sniper class. Oh, who's this? There's our special unit. I guess I just didn't see him at first. What I also didn't see was a huge wave of zombies heading directly for our colony. I somehow didn't even notice that it was day 23 and it was time for an attack. Go, 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 get to the side of the castle. Everyone, come on. I guess it's time to test out this new unit. And he's not attacking. Why are you not shooting? At least we have the situation under control, mainly. Maybe he can't shoot through the gate? I don't know. Well, we survived at least. The gate didn't even get destroyed, which is pretty nice. After all of the zombies were taken care of, I triple layered the northeast gate. Oh shoot, I think our most northern wall is being attacked. How did I not even notice that? Let's get all the troops over there. That seems like a lot of zombies for a couple stragglers. Hey, the market just finished. I was pretty excited because it was time to train our very first sniper. And I was also able to start researching spike traps. I then zoomed out completely to admire the city, and plan out where I was going to potentially place down some more walls. I for sure want to take over this area. It's going to be a little bit weird to connect though. I continued checking the other sides of the colony as well, and I found a little area to wall off that would be perfect. That was when some more zombies started to attack. My new sniper did not let them have any slack though, and took them out right away. I even started planning out the new section that I was going to wall off. It was pretty tiny. I placed down a Tesla tower to expand our energy to the southwest. Of course, a zombie came by and infected it when I wasn't looking, so I already had to repair it even though it wasn't even finished building. Alright, I need to get these walls down before more zombies take out the Tesla tower again. In addition to the walls, I then started to place down 2 watchtowers. I also decided to double wall because why not? I had the resources for it. Afterwards, it felt like a good idea to send the scouts back out. We still only explored around 50% of the map, so I wanted to keep going. I completely forgot that we finished researching the lookout tower. A lot was going on, so it kinda just slipped my mind. I decided that it would be worth it to place one down and see the range that it extends to. Since the waves were only going to continue to get harder, I tried triple layering the walls. 3 rows of a wall are not allowed. Uh-oh. Unfortunately, the game didn't allow me to. Well, that stinks. I needed to figure out a new defensive strategy because I wasn't going to be able to spam walls. So I started researching the Great Ballista. I also started mass training some soldiers because the next wave was going to hit on day 33. Honestly, I'm not really using any stone right now, or iron. Since they had finished researching, I went ahead and placed down some spike traps. I planned on putting them around every single wall in my colony, even blocking some of the gates. Now our defenses are looking pretty intimidating. New building available, Great Ballista. Nice, research finished. Oh, but it seems like there's a lot of zombies over here. Let's go check out the other way, maybe. As I tried going around the rock formation, I came across a whole bunch of infected houses. This was a little bit scary because it was infested with zombies. I slowly moved my rangers in to try and take out one of these houses. It appeared that the zombies were coming directly from them though, and pretty much spawning there. Well, that's bad news. I'm gonna have to take out all of these houses, otherwise there's gonna be an unlimited amount of zombies spawning. I started to get the suspicion that my rangers weren't going to be able to take out these infested houses and all of the zombies in them. I really didn't want to doubt them so soon, so I sent them back in for another round. Our ranger unit is now veteran. Oh cool, she turned yellow. And I'm assuming either does more damage or attacks quicker now. My suspicions proved to be true. My rangers weren't able to handle all of the zombies that were coming out. I'll just have to handle those houses a little bit later on. In the meantime, I started researching the inn. It provided 100 workers and would boost gold around houses. Uh-oh, it looks like the zombies who were following the rangers finally arrived at the colony. Before I realized it, there were 7 hours until our next invasion, so I placed down a Great Ballista, in preparation. I was low-key a little bit nervous for this attack because I honestly had no idea what side the enemies would be coming from and how many there would be. We survived 2 already, which weren't bad, but I had a feeling that this one was going to be a lot more intense. Well, I guess we'll find out. The whole fate of our colony only depends on it. I was given word that the zombies were approaching from the south. So I took all of my soldiers from the different watchtowers and started sending them directly to this southern gate. Come on, guys, let's get going. Let's hope the oh my gosh, they're already here. Alright, let's get in position. Uh-oh. I have the snipers in the back. Okay. This is looking very doable. Nice. It's all over, thankfully. That was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Since the zombies were able to attack, I figured that it was our turn to get revenge. So I took a whole bunch of soldiers paired with my scouts and started sending them towards the infested houses. Unlike the infected, it looks like we're about to have a very successful attack. We're about to turn all of these houses into rubble. I'm surprised the zombies are putting up this big of a fight. These things must be holding a whole bunch of valuable resources or something. Time to move in though. Things started getting pretty intense. The houses were producing even more and more zombies, and I even had to retreat my troops a little bit to try and regain control. Come on guys, you got this. If we ever get overrun again, then I know just to back off a little bit. When we finally regained control, I sent the troops back in, and we were able to take out one of the bigger houses with ease. We then got another, and finally, the last one. Nice job, troops. It looks like we have quite a few veterans now. After taking out those infected houses, I started placing down some of my own back in the colony. I then expanded the colony in the northeast corner. Let's go ahead and get this wall down here, and then I can make it a little bit thicker later. I think the only thing that we're missing now is some watchtowers. Let's see. There we go. One right there, and one at the end. And then maybe around the gate? Yeah, that's good. Perfect. Uh-oh, looks like more zombies are coming in. A random group of around 15 zombies decided to charge my walls. I had no idea where they came from, but I was assuming there were some more infested houses to the east. Honestly, this is pretty much the same difficulty as that last attack. Not very hard. Weirdly enough, more zombies were approaching my new wall, this time from the north. They don't seem to be very fond of our expansion. I guess it's a good thing that these watchtowers are completed now. I knew that I wanted to build another wall in the future, so I placed down another Tesla tower. Talking about expanding, I added a second layer to our northeast wall. I also placed a warehouse in the southern part of the colony. We really needed one because all of the storages in the colony were completely full. To further beef up our defenses in the northeast, I placed down a great ballista. I wanted to place even another one, but I couldn't afford it right now, since I had just built the warehouse. So I ended up placing down some farms which I could afford. I almost forgot about spike traps. We're gonna need a lot of these. Gotta make sure they're on every side too. And there we have it, the finishing touches for the northeast. I discovered around 10 squares at the bottom of the colony that weren't being powered, so they weren't being utilized. I obviously placed down a Tesla tower to get power over there. Dozens of infected are near the colony, from the south. Uh-oh. It occurred to me that maybe I should have been upgrading the defenses to the south, not in the northeast. We got energy. Let's go ahead and get these cottages down. Right next to all of my new cottages, I started to place down a mill. I honestly should have been focusing on our defenses, but hey, we easily survived the last few invasions, so this one shouldn't be too bad. Well, here goes nothing. Hopefully I don't regret my own words. Doesn't seem so bad. Definitely a lot more zombies than the last one. Yeah, that was too easy, honestly. Especially with the Great Ballista, that thing's overpowered. We were easily able to secure the colony. After the invasion, I was pretty set on getting down a stone workshop. Unfortunately, I couldn't really find a good place to fit it. So I decided to expand our colony to the west. Per usual, I placed down a Tesla tower. Then, I started walling off as much of the area as I possibly could. Let's see. I'll go ahead and do it from there all the way to there. And then connect these. I will actually have space for my stone workshop now. Right after I double layer these walls, of course. Oh, that's so annoying about the 3-wall thing. Right as I was building the gate, I noticed my voice getting a little bit raspy. And then a cough came on. Oh no, I think the infection spread to me. I don't know how much time I'll have before I turn. I actually got sick in real life, and I thought it would tie into the game, so hopefully you don't mind my raspy voice for the rest of the video. Anyways, I then placed down a lookout tower and a couple watchtowers. I'm hoping this area is going to be super secure with all these defensives. As the watchtowers started to finish up, I brought a bunch of soldiers over. I wanted to make sure that we were manning these towers as soon as possible. Since we're on the topic of manpower, I placed down another cottage. I unfortunately couldn't afford any more. So I moved on to placing farms, as we only had 7 food. The farms ended up finishing pretty quickly. So I was able to place down more cottages now because we had enough food to support more people. I honestly forgot about putting spikes here. There we go. Completely surrounded. And now we have a stone workshop. Can't wait to see what we can research from this thing. It had been a while since I last sent my soldiers out exploring. So they went. This probably wasn't the best idea, but I didn't notice that we only had 1 day until the next invasion. Hey look, we unlocked stone research. I feel like the stone walls would be the best choice for now, especially if we're going to be invaded soon. It seems like these zombies couldn't wait to attack. We only had 4 hours until the zombies were going to arrive. Luckily enough, the stone wall research completed. I'm not going to waste any time at all. Let's go ahead and get these upgraded. Since we know they're coming from the north, I feel like these northeast and northwest walls are the best to upgrade. That one's fine. No one's going to get there. The invasion began. I saw a huge swarm of a bunch of regular zombies and some giant ones. Whoa, those big zombies are new. I'm not gonna lie, they were pretty intimidating. I got pretty lucky because there weren't a lot of them, but I knew this wasn't gonna be the last time we see those giant zombies. The invasion was pretty much on lock at this point. I'm super happy we were able to get up these stone walls before they attacked, because if we didn't, those wooden walls probably wouldn't have held out. Job well done, guys. To celebrate our survival on the invasion, I started researching power plants. Yeah, it wasn't the best way to celebrate, but hey, we only had 5 days until our next invasion, so we already had to start preparing and upgrading the colony. Those extra resources are looking pretty good about now. Actually, that's stone. Oh wow, zombies kind of started guarding it. They knew we'd be back, I guess. The research on power plants already finished upgrading, and I already moved on to researching banks now. Well, that didn't take long at all. Uh-oh, we're out of energy and -1 oil. The energy problem I can fix, but the oil, I have no clue. So I can get the Wasp, which is a automatic machine gun that attacks enemy zombies, or I could get a stone tower that's stronger and extends our range while also holding 4 units. I'm gonna go with the tower for now, because I don't know if the machine gun's gonna be able to shoot over the walls. Honestly, the colony was coming together pretty well. It really looked more like a city than a colony at this point, because we had so many different buildings in it and a whole bunch of people, 400 to be exact. We only had 2 more days until the next invasion, so I started investing the resources into upgrading my towers to stone. I had a hard time deciding which ones I wanted to upgrade, because I had no idea what side the enemies would be attacking from. Once again, the infected seemed to be pretty excited, and started attacking before the invasion even started. I guess that's what you call a zombie pregame. Let's see, where can I place this power plant? I guess in the new area it should fit. Nice. Oh shoot, I didn't even realize we only have 4 hours until the next zombie invasion. It felt like we just finished the other one. I was low-key pretty annoyed, because it said that the invasion was going to be coming from the southwest. Of course, the southwest side of the colony was the only side that I didn't have upgraded walls on. Uh-oh, here they come. Oh shoot, I completely forgot to move my soldiers over to that wall. I'm not gonna lie, I do not think this is gonna go very well. Come on, man, get over there, start attacking, come on. Oh no, we're on the last layer of the first wall. The zombies had completely broken through the northwest wall. I started retreating all of my troops out of the towers, because I wanted to get them behind the backup wall. Oh no, there goes the power plant. Come on. I need all you guys over here now. Oh shoot, I forgot about the snipers. Well, they're gone. Let's hope that tower can hold out long enough. Oh, nice. My special unit is shooting flames at them. That's low-key destroying them. I should have had this guy closer to the front lines in the first place. Even though I knew that we were going to survive this invasion, it was still pretty devastating, because we lost a whole bunch of resources, and a couple good snipers. Oh my gosh, the repairs on all of this stuff is going to be insanely expensive. They even took out that whole chunk of the wall down there. I guess now is a great time to start rebuilding. I had one little issue. I was completely out of stone. I guess wood's gonna have to suffice for now. I'm really hoping that for the next invasion, the zombie horde doesn't attack from the same side. Every time the smallest amount of stone came in, I upgraded the walls, because I now knew how important it was to not have wooden walls. It also seemed like a good idea to get down another stone quarry, because we were in dire need of stone. I low-key forgot about this cache of resources. Thankfully enough, I saw it. It didn't completely fill our stone resources, but hey, free stone is free stone. Well, I guess it wasn't free since we had to take out those infested houses, but you know what I mean. Alright, now we're talking. Everything's back up and running pretty well, and this time we got stone walls all the way around the castle. Almost. The pregame zombies were plotting on me. They literally came over and started attacking our new stone quarry. Oh wait, that means we're being attacked in a couple hours. Uh-oh. Well, I think everything's as ready as it can be. It looks like they're attacking from the west again. That's kind of weird. There's almost like no zombies attacking. Oh, wait. That makes more sense. Alright, guys, let's get to the wall. Jeez, that is so many zombies. We began running into the same issue as last time. I even started pulling back some of my troops because the zombies were about to get in. I think I might have pulled these guys out a little bit too quickly, because now the zombies basically just have free reign. With absolutely no hesitation at all, my Tesla tower was completely destroyed. We somehow finished our research on the Wasp auto sentry before the enemies could take out the stone workshop. I don't think I've ever seen this many zombies in our base before. This is even more than last time. I have a feeling that this second wall isn't gonna hold out. But we have a lot of gunpowder, and my special unit, which he for some reason is not shooting over the wall this time. I'm gonna make sure that he's at the front line though, especially when the zombies break through this last gate. Alright, here goes nothing. Hold the line, men, hold the line. My flamethrower unit was just completely annihilating the enemies. I honestly don't think we would have been able to survive this without the heating inferno. Thankfully, we survived the invasion. It just kinda stinks because I'm gonna have to repair this whole side of the colony once again. Well, the last two invasions have been from the west side. So, we should be good now, right? They won't attack here again? It doesn't hurt to be hopeful, but with my luck, they're probably going to attack from the west in the next invasion. Alright, let's get rebuilding. What is this, like my third time building this wall now? I think so. You would think after building it so many times, I would have learned by now how to build it correctly. That definitely was not the case. I didn't figure out how to get that last gap filled in yet. I did find a solution though after playing around with it. Oh, what is this? Oh yeah, the wasp. Let's see. Will this shoot enemies through the walls? I guess there's only one way to find out. I had put some of the final touches on the west wall, which I like to call defense maxing. It had been broken open twice now, so I needed to make sure it didn't happen again. I then even made sure that the backup walls were upgraded as well. It looks like I'm going to be able to sell some of our steel and wood to get some more stone. That way I don't have to worry about not having enough stone to upgrade or build new stuff. I completely forgot about the walls on the north side of the colony. I never had to upgrade them because no zombies attacked that side even. I figured I'd upgrade them because the zombies were currently invading from the north, but it was more of like a northeast than the actual north. So let's find out if this auto sentry can shoot at the enemies through the walls. I just need to make sure that it actually builds first. And nice, it is, okay. So I could place those all throughout the colony and they should make taking out the zombies a lot easier. It looked like more zombies split off to the left side as well as the right. I didn't really mind this because it gave our troops in the northeast a little bit more slack. It seems like this zombie train is never ending. They just keep pouring in, one after the other. It looked like the parade was finally thinning out, and less were coming. Oh yeah, it's a bunch of the giant zombies. That's how we know it's coming to the end. I was very impressed. It seemed like that invasion went on for the entire day. Oh wait, it did. It went on for almost an entire 26 hours. Now that's insane. All of these soldiers deserve a break. We finally had a decent invasion that I was able to repel pretty easily, so I started just making some improvements around the base. It really felt like we spent around the last 20 days just trying to repair what was destroyed in the previous invasions, so it was nice to put down a Tesla tower and expand to a new area. I'm really hoping that we're able to set up that satellite tower once we get another Tesla closer to it. Sweet, we finally got some research done for the first time in a while. I then placed down another mining quarry as we were still using quite a bit of stone. It also appeared that we were running out of food again, so I placed down a farm in the west side of the colony. Let's go ahead and get some spikes down in here. They've broken through a couple times, so I might as well defense max this area out. Uh-oh, a horde of infected zombies are heading this way from the north. I have a lot more confidence in the northern walls than the western wall, so I'm pretty happy that the zombies are attacking from the north again. Let the invasion begin. Oh shoot, it looks like we have two pretty big forces coming from both sides. I really hope I evenly distributed my troops. As this long attack dragged on, I started to see a whole bunch of promotions. A lot of my snipers and soldiers were being promoted to veterans. It looks like the left side is clearing up. I just need to take care of the right side now, and we should be golden. As things started to wrap up on the left side, I sent all of my troops that weren't in any towers to the right side. This was going splendidly, because on the right side, things were also wrapping up now. That was a clean shot. I was already celebrating at this point because we had survived the invasion. Sure, the zombies broke down a couple walls, but nobody was injured and none of them made it inside the colony. Now, we just gotta build up our defenses and survive until day 92. I planned on doing that by rearming our defenses and even expanding them a bit. What's going on down here? Oh my gosh. I guess I'm happy I have the auto turret here, but still. Where did all these zombies even come from anyways? I guess I just gotta spend the resources to repair those buildings now. I for some reason had a very weird feeling that the invasion was gonna happen on the west side. This inspired me to move a whole bunch of troops over there and get them in position. That way, we'll be ready for the invasion. Alright, let's go ahead and divvy up these troops. I then set down another Tesla tower right next to the satellite tower. I'm so hyped to see what it does once we get it up and running. We discovered this thing around 50 days ago and still haven't had it up and running yet, so this should be pretty cool. I then started placing auto sentries on literally every side of the colony. I really wanted to make sure that we were prepared for this invasion, because the last two had quite a lot of zombies. It also seemed like we were running low on food, so I got down 2 more hunters' lodges. What to do? The shocking tower doesn't seem too bad. That's gotta be pretty overpowered, right? It's finally done! The satellite tower completed! I'm a little bit disappointed though. It only shows us a little area around the map. That's all it did. I was really hoping that that satellite tower was going to show us the entire map, but it didn't. At least on the bright side, we now unlocked shocking towers. I'm just going to need a little bit more electricity for one of these. Problem solved. I was pretty much just mass training troops at this point to fill all of the towers, so I needed to get down some more food huts. And of course, some sentries on the side. A couple snipers isn't going to hurt either. I then made sure that our backup wall to the south had a whole bunch of defensives at it. I don't think that we've been attacked from this side at all yet, but just in case we do, we'll be ready. The infected are coming from every direction. They are billions? Whatever happened to being attacked from only one side? Well, here goes nothing, I guess. I really started to panic, and I started throwing down a whole bunch of auto sentries. In addition to the machine guns, I also started placing random walls, which probably wasn't the best use of my resources. But hey, I didn't know what to do at this point. The minimap became fully exposed, and I saw that there were enemies approaching from every single direction. There wasn't a single one that they didn't come from. At this point, I also started to feel a lot sicker. The infection had spread to most of my body at this point. A lot of the citizens in the colony said that I wasn't making the best decisions for it, and they were very concerned about this one last invasion. They didn't have faith that we would survive. I really hope that we can prove them wrong. But I too, myself, had big concerns about the western walls. They weren't able to hold out in some of the previous invasions, and those were a lot smaller than this one. So hopefully they do, since we beefed up our defenses, and we survived this invasion successfully. Alright, so it looks like we're doing okay on the east for now. The west is good until the rest of those zombies arrive. And the north isn't too bad, honestly. We at least have a fighting chance, for now. As I started seeing the amount of zombies growing exponentially, I started to have less and less hope. Uh-oh, the first wall to the west is not looking so good. I gotta get my special flamethrower unit over there. Honestly, it started to seem like I was gonna need him everywhere, except the south. They were doing a pretty decent job down there. I was losing all my hope at this point. The north looked like it was taking the same avenue, and even the west wasn't looking the best. Weirdly enough, a whole bunch more zombies just appeared to the south as well. Well everyone, it was nice knowing you. We almost survived 100 days in this crazy apocalyptic world. And now, things are coming to an end. There's no way out of this. I know we can hold out and try and do our best, but it's not going to be enough at this point. The command center was already being hit. I could hear the zombies right outside. Our special flamethrower unit was also caught up in between a whole bunch of zombies. Everything was coming to an end. Why do I suddenly have a taste for brains?